Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over the all-new Toyota RAV4 Prime. Before we get into this video though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller, Toyota here in Murray, Utah, for giving me some time with this RAV4. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions or need any help, just ask for Mitch. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 2.5 liter four-cylinder that's paired to an eCVT and a hybrid system. Total system output is 302 horsepower, with fuel economy being 38 miles per gallon combined between city and highway with just gas power alone. Once you add the hybrid component into the equation, the MPG rating is 94, with total range of full electric driving being 42 miles. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, notice it's flat there in the center and then kind of raised on either side, just like every other RAV4. Now, coming down below, notice the Toyota logo has blue to signify that it is a hybrid. You've got the cool LED daytime running lights, and then notice we have these extra daytime running lights that kind of signify this is the Prime model. And the overall front end looks pretty aggressive for a RAV4, especially with the vents there at the very top. But I do like this silver trim here at the bottom too. It's all cool. And yeah, when you put it all together, I mean, this thing's aggressive for a RAV4. Come around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 235, 55, 19 in the front and over in the rear as well. And look at the design on the wheel. You got like the silver there on the top and then the black below it. It looks pretty dang sporty. And speaking of sporty, look at the suspension with the red accenting. Now we have these black painted fender flares. We've got our plug-in hybrid badge here on the side. Notice the mirror cap's also black. We've got chrome trim around the windows with the black pillars and partially black roof. And then we have another all-wheel drive badge there on the side. And then here's your full side view on the RAV4 Prime. Definitely a good looking SUV. So on the driver's side, you have your normal gas cap with a release inside the car. Now on the passenger side, without an interior release, you can pop open the port to allow you to charge the RAV4 Prime. So here's a key fob for the RAV4 Prime. Notice the Toyota logo there at the bottom. We have our hold to turn on the conditioning inside the vehicle. So if you want it to be warm or cool before you get in, you've got this to open up the hatch and then your regular lock and unlock. And then it says RAV4 there on the back. So if we'll hold this down, it'll pop it right open. And then popping inside, you guys can see it's pretty much regular RAV4. You've got a cargo cover here in the back, decent storage space as well. And I'm actually interested to see underneath with the loading floor, we have a spare tire underneath there, and so it looks like you don't really give up anything from a practicality standpoint with this. When you're all done, just press that button right there, and that will lower the hatch right back down. So we've got the RAV4's new taillights here, and then you guys can see like the XSE badge, because that's the package this one has on it. Blue, again, on the Toyota logo, and then we have our RAV4 Prime badge. And notice we still have pretty sporty looking exhaust tips at the bottom. And then finishing things up, I mean, this pretty much looks like a regular RAV4. There are some subtle cues that it's a Prime, but that's about it. Now popping inside, you guys can see really cool red stitching, and then look at all of the padding. We got our window control right there, and that's it. Popping over to the seats, we got, again, red stitching, and look at the center design. Pretty crazy. It is a cloth insert if you're wondering. We've got tons of legroom back here. You guys can see the storage pockets on the back, and then we got some vents down below and then some USBs. And then headroom solid back here. And yes, of course, the RAV4 Prime has a cup holder armrest. Now here is the front door panel. You guys can see again with the red stitching, and then look at all of the padding. We've got all of our window controls right here with our door lock and unlock. You got the mirror adjustments as well. And I like the print there on the speaker. Anyways, the mirrors have blind spot monitoring. And then look at the red stitching here on the seat, and then you guys can see with the center inserts right there. Pretty cool looking. And then all of our power adjustments on the side. Right down there, that's the gas cap release, and then you can see here for the lights, and then you got that to open up like the hatch. You got a little storage cubby right there, some red stitching and padding, and then the steering wheel is manually adjustable. Now the steering wheel has nice padding all around, red stitching on the center portion. We do have adaptive cruise control as well as lane keep assist. We've got like volume voice command controls on the other side, some controls for the center stack as well. And then of course, turn signal light stock, windshield wiper stock. So sorry about the glare on the gauge cluster, but you can see full digital gauge cluster here, and there's some important bits of info. So first off, it lets us know our fuel range on the one side, and then you guys can see our EV range there on the other side, and then it lets us know we're in EV mode right now. But I can change that. There's a button that I can press that pops it into the hybrid mode as well, and then that can take it out of EV mode if that is necessary. And then you guys can see the information right there actually changes with what it shows when I go from the EV mode to the hybrid mode. And then this does have normal RAV4 drive mode. So like I'm in normal mode right now, I can pop it into eco mode, for example, gives me a cool animation. There's sport mode as well. And so there's quite a bit of customization with this. And then just like other Toyota models, you can just see general information here in the gauge cluster on the vehicle and different systems within it. So pretty standard setup. Now in reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel, and overall resolution is pretty solid. Now as for the rest of the infotainment screen, this is Toyota's newer unit. You guys can see response time with the screen is actually really solid, and it basically just has a shortcut bar here on the side, and then that lets you go into the other menus to basically dive into what you need to see. So like we can see energy flow with this, for example, and it's cool they have even a little charging port there. That's fun. Nice padding and stitching here on the dash, and then you guys can see storage space above the glove box. And then this does come with dual zone climate controls with this package. We also have heated seats, and then you got your stability control button, which is kind of gigantic. This is our charging port area, so we got like a USB 12 volt, and then we do have a wireless phone charging pad that you can turn on or off with that little button right there. Now here's our shifter for that eCVT. It's got some nice like red stitching on it. There is a manual mode on it. And then notice there's a parking brake in front, and then we've got our auto hold. And then this is our whole drive mode select section. So below this, like cover that, this is like normal RAV4. So again, you've got your eco, your sport, your normal, and then your trail mode. But this is where the hybrid stuff pops in. So this is where you can change from like your hybrid to your EV mode in terms of the setup. You also have an auto and a manual, and that'll actually also show here on the screen. So you can see that in the corner. Right now it says auto, and what that'll do is it'll just determine what the best setup is if you want to put it in auto. So it'll say, oh, right now it's best to do hybrid driving. Oh, right now it's best to do EV driving, just depending on the circumstances. So lots of customization. So we've got a couple cup holders here, and then you can see with the center console some nice red stitching and solid storage space with the USBs and pretty normal glove box. So we've got some controls here for the sunroof, and then you can see we just have a regular sunroof here at the top. So sorry, there's quite a bit of glare, but here's our window sticker for this RAV4 Prime, and then here's all that economy information I went over earlier. Anyways, base MSRP is $45,460. After all options on this one, $47,104, which is pretty crazy because I just reviewed a limited hybrid before this, and that stickered for like $41,000, and that was a limited. This is an XSE, which is a lower package, so pretty big premium for the plug-in hybrid. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood. Both the mirrors, they do have blind spot monitoring, and then throughout the rest of the rear. And I'm just gonna set right off here. We're doing my little Toyota Murray track is what I will call it, where I basically take it back to the parking space. You know, I'm thinking in probably like a year or more, you know, there will finally be enough Toyota inventory that we'll be able to go back to normal Toyota reviews, but we'll see. We're still low on inventory. Can't say the same for some other manufacturers like Chevy, for example. Gosh, they got so many cars over there, it's crazy. But let's talk about this RAV4 Prime. So right now, the engine's on, but it says EV mode. So the engine's charging the battery, but I'm getting power from EV. Let's actually go here. This will help us out. Let's stop for a second. Okay, let's go to vehicle, energy flow. So you can see exactly what's happening. That's so funny. Wow. Yeah, because like I don't feel anything from the engine. Oh, there we go. Now the engine's coming in a little bit. That is interesting. So I'll keep that power flow chart up for you guys so you can see that. But yeah, that's surprisingly well. Let's see if I can. Okay, let's see if I can pop it. Oh no, it won't just do straight EV mode for me. Huh? Maybe it's because of the temperature or something like that. But I mean, it's just constantly switching back. So I'm going to do it in the auto and see if what that kind of does to the whole system. But yeah, it looks like it's just constantly flowing and just trying to figure it out to get, and I'm guessing that it was just engineered that way to be as economical as possible. But yeah, there we go. Now it's off. Okay, we're going to get our little acceleration here. Wow. Whoa. Okay, so I purposely drove this back to back with a regular RAV4 hybrid so I can tell you guys the acceleration difference with both of them. So here's the deal. This definitely, I mean, like, there's like 100 horsepower difference, almost, not quite, but almost. This definitely feels it. Like, right off the line, it's so much punchier. Like, it's a lot punchier, that's for sure. So I guess I'll sum things up with, you know, my opinions, like, you know, which one should you get and all that kind of stuff. And here's the deal. And this is tight, so I'm going to be quiet for a second so I can get in here. Okay, anyways, so here's the deal. I think that the regular RAV4 hybrid is probably ideal for most buyers, frankly. And that's because of two things, pricing, and because of, you know, the benefits of this over the hybrid. So like the regular one, you can get a nicer vehicle for substantially less money, like $6,000 less. And that's before the dealer markups. Like I've seen dealership, like we've all seen it, like the RAV4 Prime's going for like $90,000 because dealers mark them up a crazy amount, which is, Toyota Murray doesn't do that. I can tell you that right now, but like I'm just saying, there are dealers in like California and everything that will do that. So that also kind of has to be taken into account. But let's just say MSRP to MSRP. I still think the regular hybrid, you're getting a nicer car because you're getting a more optioned out vehicle for less money. And unless you're going to charge this overnight every single night and you're mostly going to use, you know, EV power, then this is probably not worth it because, you know, you'll get slightly better fuel economy in this, but the fuel economy in the regular hybrid's good enough that I don't really think it's worth the extra money. But if you are going to charge it every single night, I definitely think that it's worth it in that case, because then you'll definitely save money in the long run. And then, yeah, just driving on EV power, it's great. So let me know what you guys think about the new RAV4 Prime. Does it live up to the hype? I think it lives up to the MSRP hype. The, you know, $40,000 over MSRP hype? Probably not. Let me know what you guys think. That's gonna sum things up with our video on this Toyota RAV4 Prime. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Large Mailer Toyota here in Murray, Utah for giving me some time with this RAV4 Prime. Check out the inventory in the description down below. Ask for Mitch if you have any questions. I'll see ya.